Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Veronica. Welcome to Raising Autism. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I just wanted to share with you guys what I did to get my child diagnosed at 2 years old, and just basically the steps that I took in order for me to get her diagnosed with autism. Now, I know that there's a lot of parents out there that have questions like, is my child autistic? Or they see little things going on in their children's development and they have questions on how to get them evaluated. It may be that they have it, it may be that they don't have it, but it's better for you to get them evaluated early on. That way, if they do have autism, you can have early intervention. So I just wanted to share with you guys how we had our daughter evaluated and the steps we took for that. Now, I am not a medical professional. I'm just giving you my experience, and I kind of wanted to document this for my own sake so I can remember the steps that I took, just in case I have questions from anybody, I can give them advice. And I also want to be able to give you guys advice on the steps that I took. But again, I am not a professional. I don't know everything in your state. Every state is different. So I'm just going to give you information on what I did. And then I'm also going to link some websites down below for you guys. I'm going to be looking here in my notepad as well, because I do have some notes that I took on this information. One of the websites that I'm going to link is autismspeaks.org and autismsociety.org. They have a lot of information for parents that want more early intervention for their children, and also websites on each state, I think, that you can go ahead and check out. So I'll go ahead and link those down below for you guys, and I hope that that can give you guys some more information. But I'm just gonna go into the steps that I took, and my daughter is taking a nap. She's asleep right now, so if she wakes up, she'll just be coming in here. So just warning you guys. But first of all, the first step that you need to take is actually speak to your pediatrician. Tell them your concerns, what you're seeing in your toddler or in your child that might make you question if she does or he has autism. So definitely speak to your pediatrician. That is the first thing that we did. We noticed that she wasn't speaking yet, and that she started doing things but also would stop doing the same thing. So basically she started saying mommy, and then she would stop saying mommy. She started waving and she stopped doing that. I'm gonna link a video up here on the cards for you guys on the signs of autism that I saw in my daughter that prompted me to ask for a diagnosis. So definitely, I'm gonna go ahead and link that for you guys if you guys are interested. I'm not gonna get into too much of that on what the signs are. I'm just gonna get into what to do. So basically, we went and we spoke to our pediatrician. We told her that she wasn't speaking, that we saw little stims and repetitive behavior that she kept doing. And at this young age, at 2 years old, or when we brought up the behavior at 18 months, they tell you not to worry about it. They will tell you it is normal for kids to do those behaviors, but you're the parent and you see it more than they do. They only see your kid for what, 10 minutes once a month, or even once every 2-3 months. So you're the one that needs to determine, is this behavior, does it need to be, you know, checked or not? So for me and for my husband Anthony, we were definitely thinking we needed to get her checked. I mean, it was behavior that was very repetitive. So we kept on pushing the subject. They kept on pushing back, saying maybe she just needs speech therapy. So they provided us with Alta. I'm not sure if that's in your state or not, but Alta Regional Center, which is for speech therapy. And we called, we got an appointment for that. In the meantime, we kept pushing with the pediatrician. We needed to get a diagnosis. We know there's something different. And finally, after probably 2-3 appointments with the pediatrician, we got a referral to a neurologist. So finally we had a neurologist. It took us about a month to get an appointment with them. We went to the neurology appointment, which I'm just giving you guys my experience. It was a bad experience because the neurologist literally was with her for 5 minutes, and she was like, yes, she has signs of autism. Go ahead and speak to your pediatrician on who else you need to speak to. And didn't really give me any referrals, didn't really give me any information. I was a little confused because it was only 5 minutes that you were with my daughter and you already determined she had autism. Like, they couldn't evaluate, is what they told me, that he couldn't really give an evaluation. He could just tell me that he sees signs and then refer me to my pediatrician so they can refer me to someone else. So it was just a hot mess for me. And I just didn't like the fact that he only saw her for 5 minutes and determined, yes, she has signs of autism. But I guess for them, it's more familiar. I guess they can tell faster than we can, but I just didn't find it satisfying, I guess, in an answer. They just gave me a referral back to my pediatrician. And my pediatrician basically told me to call my insurance. Your insurance, if you have insurance, they'll give you a list of places that you can get her diagnosed or him diagnosed, your child diagnosed. And I tried calling a bunch of places, but most of those places were not diagnosing a child before 3 years old. So most of the places that I called for my insurance was not doing that before 3. So I had to wait until my child was 3, which I did not want to do because I've heard and I read a lot, and I was researching on YouTube, like what to do, signs of autism, early intervention and stuff like that, because I just had a feeling that she had it. I just kind of knew she did after a while. So since early intervention was the best for my child, after not getting a response and not being able to diagnose her until she was 3, I was already starting the process of speech therapy. But the speech therapist actually came in and they did an evaluation for her on speech, of course. And then the lady that came to evaluate her also noticed the signs that I was telling her about my child's autism. She noticed that also, and she said she can very well have this. I would recommend for you to speak to get an advocate. So I actually ended up getting an advocate, and it's through the Autistic Spectrum and Special Needs Alliance. So depending on the state that you're with, just go ahead and search advocate for special needs spectrum and for autistic spectrum and special needs. So go ahead and search for an advocate if you can't get any help on getting your child diagnosed. They will give you all the guidelines. They literally break everything down for you on how fast everything needs to be done, the time frame that everything needs to be done. If you don't get it within that time frame, you contact your advocate. Your advocate calls them for you, is on top of it for you. So definitely get an advocate. I would recommend for you guys to do that right away as soon as you suspect it. I definitely did that because it was just, it's a lot to deal with, and you don't have all the information, you don't have all the resources. So definitely contact an advocate as soon as you feel that you need that. I contacted an advocate. I let them know of the issue. They gave me a number to let me get this for you. They gave me a number to UC Davis Mind Institute, because I kept telling him that I couldn't get him diagnosed before 2. They kept saying that that's wrong. They should have certain places that do it. And he searched the places that had people that can evaluate prior to 3 years old. So I got finally the referral to that location. I called my pediatrician. I told him that I needed a referral to them. They finally sent them the referral, and I was able to get a diagnosis finally. But I'm so happy that I did it before too, because this process takes a lot. It really takes a lot. I got my daughter diagnosed in December, and I had her in speech therapy in January, but I've asked for a speech therapist since probably October, or I would say September of that year. Okay, it took me like at least 3 to 4 months to finally get an appointment. So I would definitely move as fast as you can so you can get that early intervention. I'm just speaking from my experience. That's what I did, and I'm gonna get into more detail on the actual diagnosis, the actual process, and all of that in a different video, because I don't want to get too into that. But finally, after getting a referral to UC Davis Mind Institute, is when I finally was able to get her diagnosed. So definitely speak to an advocate. Make sure that you get an advocate as soon as you can, or if you're having issues. But If not, speak to your pediatrician. We'll refer you to a neurologist, which will refer you to the correct department to get her diagnosed. Again, this is only my experience because every person in every state is different. So definitely the main thing to do is to speak to your pediatrician, but make sure that you are kind of pushy, because they're going to push back and push back and push back. Believe me, it happened to me with everything here. Okay, it's going to take a while. But anyways, after getting her diagnosed, it's been about 6-7 months and I'm barely getting ABA therapy. But the good thing about being diagnosed is that the person that diagnosed her gave me a lot of information, and she was very knowledgeable in autism, obviously, because that's what they deal with. That's their specialty. They gave me everywhere that I needed to call. They gave me the list that I needed of places that I needed to call and the stuff that I needed for my daughter. It is going to take a while for you to get these services. So definitely, I cannot stress it enough. The earlier, the better. The faster, the more that you push, the faster that you will get the services and the faster you'll get the diagnosis. Even if your child is not on the spectrum, just to have that peace of mind, like, okay, well, we are done with that. You're not on the spectrum. Now, what can we do to help her with speech? What can we do to help her with this? Or whatever it is they're struggling with. The sooner you get that, the better. And I hope that I wasn't so all over the place, but I'm definitely going to link those websites down below for you guys. That way you guys can go ahead and check them out. And if you guys are watching, and if you guys have any tips for the people that are wanting to get assistance for their child, definitely leave a comment down below. Leave nice comments, because again, I said I am not an expert. This is just what happened in my case, and this is just how I got my toddler evaluated. So stay tuned for more videos like this, because I'm going to be sharing the next step, which is the diagnosis, how I got her diagnosed, how it went, how the diagnosis went, what happened during that appointment, and things like that. So definitely, if you're interested, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, like it, and leave me a comment down below if you guys have any suggestions for the people that are here to get help for their child. Please leave good comments and have a great rest of your day. Bye.